Hello everybody, this is Mad Dog, and today I'm going to be going over some of the builds you can do with the brand new Corinth Prime. So first up, this is with a crit chance crit damage Riven, but what I want to show first, if you don't know, is that the Corinth on the Prime does not have to manually reload. It's just one long reload, and it has a magazine of 20 by default. And if we go to the normal Corinth that you might be used to, it only has 5 bullets, that's without the other mod, and if you reload it, it does 1 shell at a time. So that's one of the major changes that I noticed with it. But we're not going to be looking at the Corinth, we're going to be looking at the Corinth Prime. So the first build I have, again, with my crit chance crit damage Riven using Corrosive, is pretty good. If we go here, it could probably be better, you know, if you had crit chance crit damage multi-shot, you might be able to one-shot these guys, but it 2 shots to the head, and it about 4 to 5 shots them to the body. Pretty consistent, decent fire rate. The reload speed negative on the Riven is bad, but it already has a long reload speed, so you're going to have to deal with it anyway. Then next up, I have a Riven with status chance multi-shot to give it a shot with a status build. Sadly, it has minus projectile speed, so our fall-off's pretty bad, and I can't fit the projectile speed in the Exilus on this because of the formas. So once again, we are using Corrosive, but this time we have added Heat. So this is with status chance instead of crit chance. I feel like the multi-shot is what really carries the Riven for this, but it's very similar. 1 2 shot, 1 2 shot, 5 shot, 1 2 3 5. Then if we take a look at my newest Riven, it has punch through damage and heat. Doesn't have crit chance, doesn't have crit damage. I would ideally want like crit chance multi-shot punch through, but it also has a harmless negative, so that's pretty nice. We are once again building for corrosive and heat. So if we take a look here, build the enemies, go in, now having heat on the Riven, so we don't need blaze, we get the fire rate easy. 1 2 2. I missed a shot there. 1 2. So almost any decent Riven can 2-shot these guys to the head. For body shots, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Little inconsistent with the crits, because again, we're not using crit chance on the Riven, so that would be an improvement for this. But as you can see, since we have punch through, there's 3 guys here. 1 2 3 4 5. All of them are dead. That's the reason I like this Riven, because you're typically not going to be facing one enemy at a time, and it doesn't seem to be worth it. That's why I got the Riven. I tried using punch through on the normal mods. So you got Seeking Force and Seeking Fury. Seeking Fury helps because it has a reload speed, but you can only hit 2 enemies at a time with this. This allows you to hit 3. This allows me to hit 4, might be 5, but I haven't, been able to line up 5 enemies in the Simoculum. So we're gonna stick with 4. I know it can do. Now let's take a look at the Rivenless build, but this one does still use primed mods. We're going to be using Corrosive and Heat once again, but no Riven, so we don't have a Riven. We're going to be using Blaze instead. I've tried using Moldy Shot, tried using a few other different mods here, and Blaze seems to do the most damage. Also, you have the Heat buff, so if you proc that, then you're going to be killing them even faster. So this is what this can do. We have 1 2 3 shots to the head, so as you can see, it does a little bit less damage, but still very good. Sometimes you'll get a 2-shot here and there, and if we take a shot to the body, it is 1 2 3 4 6 shots. So very similar to with a Riven. It doesn't have the punch through though, and it doesn't have the crit chance. You could make this a little stronger by taking off the fire rate and putting on a little extra damage with multi-shot or whatever. But as you can see, you do not need a Riven for this thing to be effective. Now though, let's take a look at without primed mods, because even though it's Mastery rank 14, some of you might not have the prime variants of these. So this is basically the exact same build without the primed mods and also using normal shotgun Spazz. I didn't mention that before, but I am using Amalgam shotgun Spazz because it's basically the same fire rate, but you get that additional revive speed. So if you're using a pad or whatever and it goes down, you can revive it 50% faster. Pretty nice. And let's get into it with the primed modless variant of this. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So as you can see, it does a lot less damage, but it is still pretty viable versus these level 160s. 4 5 6 7 8. It usually takes about 10 shots to kill him to the chest here. Now though, let's because some of you might have Prime Point Blank but not have the other ones, let's throw on Prime Point Blank just to compare it. I'm not going to be doing every single one of these actually, but I'll do a couple of the common combinations that I think some people will have for the Prime variants of these mods. So this is with Prime Point Blank with no other Prime mods. So about 3 to 4 shots to the head, looks more like on the 4 side of things. And then if we're going for body shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So a little bit of an improvement, and then let's try it with the Prime Charge Shell. I feel like you're going to have Prime Charge Shell before you have Prime Ravage. A little more versatile since it gives corrosive, and not all shotguns are crit based. This is with Prime Charge Shell and Prime Point Blank. Oops, I missed a couple headshots there. 1, 2, 3. Now we're 3-shotting them to the head. If we're going for body shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a little lucky with the crits on that last shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's not terrible, but definitely a Riven does improve it, though it does have potential without a Riven. Now let's take a look at some Warframe buffs you could compare, or combine with it, my bad. So first off, we have Wisp, so this is with Firerate. And then we're going to be using Arcane Avenger here in a second when we unpause them. So with our fire rate here, we're still running Corrosive Projection, and it does help quite a bit, except you're going to be having to reload often, so I wouldn't really recommend maxing the fire rate on it. We're going to be proccing our Arcane Avenger. Alright, we got the Avenger proc. And so we are critting every single shot. Oh, that was with the Rivenless build, my bad. So let's try this. So as you can see, that Rivenless build isn't that bad if you have some Warframe buffs with it. This is what the other build does. So we are one-tapping all of these guys here. We're going to Roar. So you got 194% strength. That's about as much as you're going to get. And so we're 2-shotting to the chest with our Riven. Pretty good, I'd say. So here we go. Cast our Roar. And to the head. We are 2-shotting them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots to the body. So it does make it pretty easy to kill them, even without prime mods. We switch over to Nidus. We're still running Corrosive Projection, but since we can pull them together, we'll be able to take advantage of the punch through pretty easily. Won't be able to hit all the enemies, but it'll still get most of them. So as you can see, we're shooting through them. So one thing you could do if you want to get the extra damage from using Blaze on one of these with a Riven instead of Shotgun Spazz, you could also use it over here instead of Shotgun Spazz with a crit chance crit damage Riven, which I'll show because that's more common than a punch through Riven, is using Arcane Tempo, which gives you fire rate on critical hit, which obviously you're going to be doing pretty often if you have a critical Riven. 15% chance to get the fire rate buff. I'm not sure if it's affected by multi-shot or not, but it does feel like it might be. So let's go over here and shoot them. Alright, we instantly procced it right there. And you can see how often it refreshes. So you could use this if you're a little cheaper on Arcane's. Arcane Tempo goes very cheap. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'll post it on screen though right now with its current market value. But you could use that instead if you don't have like Arcane Energize and stuff, which is what I would be normally running. Lastly, I'm going to show the crit build with facing Corpus enemies. So here we have some level 160 Corpus Techs. They will have their shield gating ability, which does interfere with it a bit. You can easily headshot them for 2 shots, and body shotting does almost the same. You won't entirely one-shot them, but if you hit a like near their head, so if you shoot like an upper chest, you should be able to 2-shot them every time. Just kind of depends on the enemy, but it does have potential to kill them, and you don't have to worry about the shield regen as much due to the fact that, well, you're 2-shotting and you're not doing damage over time, and you'll instantly break those shields. So this is what Viral does by comparison, which it'll do decent on the Corpus enemies, but if we switch to Grenier, then it gets bad. So you can see destroying the Corpus, right? That's as to be expected, and obviously we destroy the infested. But if we were to switch over to Grenier enemies, or Corrupted, whatever, so let's get our Corrupted Heavy Gunners, it kind of falls off. This is with headshots. Before we were two-shotting them with the Corrosive. You do get the slash damage over time a bit there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, nearly 10 shots to the body versus the 4 to 5 we had before with Corrosive. So I would not recommend using Viral. Hey guys, I'm coming back from the future, and I just realized that 100 Munitions with the Viral build, on the other hand, is very good, comparable to the Corrosive build, and I'm using the Crit Chance Riven still, and then Crit Chance on Blunder Bust there, but I'm not using Primed Ravage. Instead, I'm using Shotgun Spazz. Instead of Blaze, we're using the 100 Munitions. So this is what it does. Also, I have Shilling Reload on there to help with the reload speed on this thing, since it's very slow. This is what it does with headshots. So if we shoot 2 headshots, it does a lot of damage. If we shoot them with body shots, 5 body shots, those slash procs really tick up. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully this helped you build your Corinth Prime pretty well. Get an idea of what certain Rivens can do, and if you even need a Riven at all for your gameplay in your Warframe. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.